On his now robotic leg, he has a holster where his hand flamer resides. He's currently wearing his Imperial Ministorm robes, and he's toying somewhat with the weapon system, trying to understand better how it works. Mac from time to time might shout at him to stop, but he keeps on trying.
As you sort of lower the periscope-like thing, you put it up to your head and you can see a very grainy vision of that outside. The pick feed is extremely dark, especially once you start coming further up in the atmosphere, and the ship is pointing quite vertically up in there. You see glimmers of light occasionally, and you can sort of turn this around and see everywhere around you. You imagine that Mac probably doesn't have the same view that you do, just seeing out of the front windows. There are other systems on board, so you kind of walk around, but mainly you just sit around, chit-chat, and look out the window. And previous session we rolled a D100.
We did?
Yeah. I want you guys to do Callus and Mac to do an awareness test.
Matt, you try the awareness test first. I'm gonna be the safeguard in case.
12 against 36.
Nice.
So let's
Want me to test it as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awareness. Do I get a servo skull bonus? I don't assume so.
No.
Do I?
Not in this case.
Oh, 7 from.
Oh, you guys nailed it.
Wow.
Well done. So, as you look around, first off, Victor, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. Victor is going to be going around. Everyone would notice him while they're trying to take lift-off procedures and get ready to depart and whatnot. If we haven't already, Victor is going around tampering with the ship to make sure everything is kosher, as he doesn't trust any kind of machine that isn't touched by a tech priest. He's still donning his familiar green cloak and his mask. Pretty much all there is to Victor on an outer appearance.
Beautiful. And hold on. Lord Castus Constantine Ishmael Cortez Cromwell III. What do you look like?
So, I have I've walked onto the back of the ship, or Aquila lander, if you will, and I've got those really small mirrors that they usually dish out to people in the army so they can apply their cam cream stuff or whatever. I've basically got one of them, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror to see if I've got any blemishes or anything. But as we look down to see what Castus is wearing, he's forgone his standard issue black and gold brocade coat that he would normally wear, and he's replaced it with his old Imperial Navy officer's jacket.
Nice.
And but anyone who would notice on his name tag doesn't say Castus anywhere on it. Instead, he's wearing the name tag of someone called Benedict Richard. And it says Admiral Benedict Richard Ishmael. And he's wearing that above his left breast pocket. And yeah, you've noticed, you could see Castus has combed his hair back, and he's slicked it back with gel, and he's still got that shitty goatee that you can see on his token, because again, he's still horrendously unaware that it's even growing. He's got his hand cannon at his side. He doesn't have the shock whip on him, but it's It's probably present in a duffel bag that he's got over his shoulder. It's containing the rest of his equipment.
Sick.
And if for any reason you're close enough to Castus, you can hear him mumbling under his breath in a completely different accent to what you're used to hearing him say. Instead of his standard, yes, Carlos, will you come here, my good man? I wish to address you. He's instead talking. He's talking in High Gothic, but he's trying to change the accent that he's got. It's almost as if he's going back to his roots as an Imperial Navyman rather than a noble.
Would Mac be in range to hear it?
Because of my superstition, I'm not very close to the cockpit, but you can definitely hear him mumbling something.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. Is Lord Castus, is there different demeanor on your face now after being with the party for a few days? Have you changed somewhat in your attitude? Or has it affected him at all? No. Okay.
No, absolutely not. But he definitely looks less irritated and more sort of. He almost looks comfortable on this ship. This is very familiar to him. This is a very familiar environment for him. So he looks less tense.
There are sort of dim lumen illuminating the sort of rusty walls, and you can smell. It smells almost like metal that has rusted and been laying too long. It's almost a sour smell, and there's intermittent flickering of the lights in the ceiling. Sort of. Occasionally, the entire cabin is dark because the light goes out. But you sort of, Victor, you walk around and you investigate everything, and there's nothing really wrong with the ship. It's just extremely old. Connections between different parts of the machine spirit are severed, and you sort of walk around, and it's beyond any repair. It probably needs to be scrapped soon. But it holds together. And as you're flying, Callus and Mac, you notice that a ship has been flying in parallel, sort of tracing you to your right. And as you point this out, Callus, Mac, you can go back and you can sort of look at the camera. You can see the ship. It's couldn't be more than a kilometer away.
Can I scan for what his armament is, or can I scan what kind of class it is?
There's no really scanning device on board. You have to sort of rely on your visual cues. And I want you to do a... Let's see. You could do a Common Lord Imperial Navy.
Oh, fuck.
And,
I've got that skill!
you get -30 because of the distance. Lord Ishmael is standing in the background, and you know his experience in the Navy.
You can literally see me wearing a navy coat.
Yeah.
I'm dressed like an admiral.
Yeah.
Mac seats up a little bit and goes, "Hey, Ishmael, get over here. Grab your compass. 5,300 mils. We got a cruiser, or got a vehicle following us."
By the throne, Mac, how many times must I tell you to address me as Lord Castus Constant?
Why
Long
is there a
timing.
ship? Hang on a minute, I might recognize this. And then I'll make the
Nice.
Get a good look on
You
it.
get an
See if you
inspiration
can get
point
it.
to Lord Custis.
Yay! So it's -30, yeah?
Oh my god!
Definitely not. Not even close.
Do I have a brain
Oh
aneurysm?
no! Even I don't know.
It's.
I look at it and I go. No, this is all standard procedure. No need to worry.
I'ma re-roll this and get a -10. Fuck.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna spend my inspiration to reroll as well.
Yep. You get a -20. The ship is getting closer.
Oh.
You only get a -20.
Yes, I know this.
Oh, a -20. Okay.
Yes.
Ah, I was so close.
I'll give
So
you
good,
that one, Tavi. I'll give you that one.
Nice.
It's all good. Me and Callus look at each other and we just go, oh, bloody hell.
This ship has markings from the Sanatorium Draconum in Sarawak City. This is one of the ships used by the Administratum, or it used to be the Administratum, which is kind of morphed into the Sanatorium. It is definitely an official ship. It is following you though. Like clearly following you as you maneuver.
Do I know any channels? Or can I open a channel to discuss with the ship? Or to the ship operator?
Considering last time, would that be a wise idea?
Well, I do have some friends in the what is it called?
The
Absolutely,
firebrand.
there is a vox system in the ship, and you can try to hail it.
I look at Match. So, Match, wanna make new friends or prefer ignore them?
Do you have friends following you around unnoticeable and from a fucking kilometer away?
There was this one Tetris that from time to time, well, let's just say yeah, sometimes I have good friends, sometimes bad friends, but it's best if we just try. You can never fail if you don't
Callus,
try or
I don't,
something like that.
I don't mean to interrupt you, my good man Callus, but there are friends and then there are tech priests that are actively trying to kidnap you.
It was one time.
That one time happened... shut up. Okay,
I
fine.
know enough. I'm going to go evasive. We're gonna.
Okay.
Let's.
No.
Is
do
there
not
any?
go, do not go evasive, you might give us away.
Is there any asteroid field nearby?
So there is so kind of a light straight ahead, and it's coming from the railway station. You're quite close to it now. If you were to sort of fly off, turn off your lights, and fly in a different direction, they wouldn't be able to see you.
I would do that then. And then just slow down the speed.
I want you to do a jink movement. Or evasive movement, sorry.
A jink movement. Hold on, let me grab the rules for that.
I think it's like a -10 operate test. I think.
It's
It's
I know-
basically like turning it 90 degrees over, immediately turning off the lights. A very sleek evasive action.
Could I know the proper?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Succeeded in the operate test for Aeronautica.
Okay, so very nice. Mac is kind of surprisingly good at maneuvering the Coolander. Immediately it turns over and you see the lights of the stars in the station kind of flicker and change as you feel gravity shifting, as the ship sort of shifts off to the side and glides away. The ship is going to try to forward, and you feel like you have successfully lost it.
Do I still have visual on it?
As you look over to the side, you see the ship sort of slow down. It goes back and forth a couple of times, and then you see it just hover sideways, and it disappears in the horizon.
I do not like what happened there. What was it again you said? Lord Ishmael.
It was one of the Adeptus. What? Some kind of concubine, I don't know.
Concubine? What?
It was an administratum issue vessel of some description.
Huh.
Why would they follow it? What have you? Am I being misled here? Is there something?
No.
Have you done something to irritate
Do you
This
want to
planet
get
said
briefed
it's
up to speed, or do you just want to hear me say no? Meanwhile, Mac just turns back on the engine and rats back to the Romelius.
Awesome.
Dock us as fast as you can. I don't want them coming back.
Right. Just to be on the same page, Caster, it seems that all trails leading to someone high up in that organization, the administratum. I don't know. I'm a guard. What the hell do I know? I just shoot. Anyway, it seems that the trail's going there. I'm not surprised we're being followed by those assholes, but anything good from it, it isn't.
Yes, fine. Once we dock, someone remind me to cover this as a simple drill for a trainee pilot. I don't want them asking questions as to why our course correction was corrected so abruptly. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to finish my disguise. And I'll go back into the back of the ship and continue fixing my fucking hair.
Nice. You both get an inspiration point, and as you approach, you sort of see these lights flickering in the horizon. And you've done all the preparations you wanted to do. The space station ahead of you almost blends in with the stars. As you approach, you sort of look around, you get closer and closer, and more and more you start to see the individual frigates, the cruisers, docking and detaching from this. Almost like it's so massive that it's almost hard to fathom, and it looks to have been growing as you see these growths on the side of weird designs and illogical architecture, at least to you, Victor. You see searchlights flickering through your windows, occasionally blinding you. You kind of have to look away. As you get a little closer, you recognize ecclesiarchy cathedrals. You see abbeys, churches, palaces, and all of these just reeks of luxury, and think of all the fruit and amazing food you can eat, and all the people you can impress with your uniform and your insignia, Lord or Admiral. You see banners of the trade combine, and so one thing you notice, unlike Aventine, is that the space station has very clearly defined Arbite stations built after the standard template construct. As you get a little closer, those of you who are especially fond of the Imperium will feel immediately at home, in contrast with Aventine. Aventine that has seceded doesn't have the Arbite, doesn't have any of these regular institutions, but they all seem to be present. You see sort of intense light that's blinding you, and you have to look away for a second as ship engines flare up, and you see these giant fortresses slowly drift out into the stars. The station itself resembles a kind of a floating hive city, and you can see tiers of buildings going up and down the apex. And you imagine on sort of the palaces at the top, there's wealth beyond your imagination. On some of the docking stations, you see rogue trader cruisers next to Arbite and civilian crafts. And the station, you surmise, could house up to maybe 100,000 inhabitants. As you start docking and landing, I want you to do another movement check for the ship.
Can I assist him with this?
Yes.
Do you want me to roll as well, or do we just...
No, you just get a plus 10. Or minus 10, whatever you do.
I'm being helpful.
I'm gonna re-roll that. Because that's fucking pathetic.
Yep.
There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful. So, Mac, you do this like with such skill that it just blows people away. How exactly do you land on the docking station?
As we approach the docking station, Mac, instead of just slowly coming to a halt, makes a smooth U-turn and brings it down gently. Doesn't seem to be taking any hovering to get it right on the pad. He just makes a U-turn, plops it down, and easy does it. And it seems like Mac had some advantages, or at least some experience with flying this. People might think, but reality is he has no idea what the fuck he's doing, and well, rather try and die than live and ponder.
Beautiful. Amazing. You get an experience point, and as you land on the docking station, you see a little dome sort of cover you, almost like it's circling you. You hear air pressure changing, and as you're standing there, the Vox caster starts to light up. Victor, there's something wrong with it, and someone is trying to contact you. Do a tech use test. I'm gonna give you a -10 on this.
I'll assist you, Victor.
While you're driving?
Yep.
He's like, here, hold this wheel really quick. It just goes back there.
I
Victor,
have-
here, let me help you.
I have
Let's
MIU, so I can. I just have to stick that in and connected, so I can do
8
something.
degrees of success?
Jesus Christ. Yeah. The voicecaster starts like flickering, and a static voice immediately becomes clear as you hear. The Oathkeeper is somewhere on this station, from what I've gathered. It's
Does
posed
the
as a
voice
question.
sound familiar?
This is definitely Malachi's voice. From the last voice modulator. His latest edition. Do you respond?
Thinking. What do you mean by Oathkeeper?
You hear a little more static, and he goes, "The latest proof you found of the Oathkeeper."
Affirmative.
Very well.
At least his contact is here.
As you wish. It is your investigation. We do not have the resources to guard every exit of this leaky pile of junk, so the Oathkeeper could escape, though we make efforts to anchor the void vessels. Would you like me to do more?
Does
Lack of information cannot decide whether assistance is necessary.
Then I suggest you gather more information and hail me as soon as you know more.
Affirmative.
If you are to find the Oathkeeper and the key, I suggest you do so today. They are looking for a way to escape. Several ships have left the station before you went with your ship, and you should know the Inquisitor is watching.
So what did we decide was the ship, the administratum or whatever it was?
it was a modified ship that's serves the administratum, usually piloted by the yeomanry.
Did we want to inquire about that, or
Well, we know everything, all there is to it.
okay? Then I won't press it any further.
However, could you perhaps ask him if he could shift some of the ships in charge of the blockade around the station, just in case?
I think
If-
that's what he's saying, is that they're taking care of ships fleeing the station.
Yeah.
Right.
So in short, basically, they don't have enough people on the massive Starforge to block everyone from leaving, but they're doing their best. So there is a chance that he could escape, and there is definite panic ever since the travel ban, effectively.
I feel if we get to the control center, I should be able to lock access to the gates to permit further exits of the station.
What do you mean? We can just pull out the Rosette and demand that they do it. Any vessel that leaves is shot on sight and destroyed.
My good man Mac, as astute as an excuse as that would be, we don't know how far this goes. If we flash a rosette at someone working with the Oathkeeper, they will just simply let them go anyway.
If somebody willing to work with Reaper has the assistance of an admiral, I can highly assume that we will not hold the same interests as some of the others on the station.
So what do you suggest? Make it fast, because I don't want to stick around here.
First, we need to lock down the station to prevent others from moving about. Ease up the pressure the Inquisition may have to put on it.
Well, by shutting down the port systems, we might actually cause more panic.
Not if we word it correctly. This is a space station. There's got to be periods of routine downtime for maintenance when everything is on lockdown. Would you not agree, Tech Priest?
Victor kind of ponders for a moment, and he puts his hand underneath his chin, kind of as if he's doing a thinking man pose. Panic might not necessarily be the worst idea. And he kind of starts pacing back and forth. If the rats start scurrying out of their necks, it might be easier to pinpoint the ones we are looking for.
Yeah, however, it's not like they have a target drawn on their back. We might lose them in the mob. Unless we know which one of them we're looking for.
Well, that is the thing. We have a name already. This Lord Admiral Ignatius V supposedly has made dealings with the Oathkeeper. If he is on this station, then he will no doubt attempt to use the Lord Admiral to leverage an escape. Lord Admirals have a considerable amount of prestige, and most people will be willing to look the other way. If you know what I mean.
Also, amongst the panic, we might be able to deal with this issue better. If things come to pass where action is required, people might look the other way.
Then here's what I suggest. We investigate. We find our target. We pinpoint it. Should we fail in finding our target, I suggest we use our inquisitorial powers to lock the entire station down. Keep in mind, the Inquisitor is watching us. I'd rather not see him see us fail.
Do you also agree, though, that exposing ourselves as followers of the Inquisition would be wise in the nest of our enemies?
Indeed it would, but long-term problems are better than short-term mission failures. Keep in mind, once we lost it, we lost it.
We should at least try to avoid exposing ourselves as member of the Holy Orders for as long as we can, though.
Indeed, however, we only got 1 day from what we've heard through the messages.
We may have longer, but we should assume that our time frame is 24 hours. Just look at... Sorry.
Has your books been activated through this time with Mordecai, Victor?
Yeah, I haven't really. We kind of trailed off into a conversation as he asked whether or not he needed
Yeah.
more assistance from the Inquisition. So yes, he would still be on the
He will
line.
still be on it. Okay. In that case, you would hear a faint voice going. I do have access to the officios of the administratum. If you so desire, I can arrange alternate egos. Alternate identities.
Please do send us a list. I'll gladly choose and pick which one of them would
At
better
least.
suit this mission.
Very well.
Yeah.
You immediately hear.
My lord, if I may.
You hear some beeping and screeching that sounds like a 56k modem. And only Victor is able to pick it up. Probably Mac as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically.
To my ears.
It's a beautiful symphony. Victor, you get 10 inspiration points, and it's basically just like a bunch of gibberish. It's just like a wall of. If you were to take a dictionary and take every title in the administratum, in the Imperium, every scribe, every minuscule little janitorial task, like the people who scratch paint off of buildings, and every single title in the Imperium you can imagine.
Could I, out of character now, I just wanted that to be my deceive roll for our subtlety this day. That's why I was justifying why I would roll deceive for our subtlety.
Can you say that again? What are you doing?
He's wanting to justify him keeping our subtlety down through a deceive roll by asking for disguises.
Yeah, for covering up.
Yes, you were going to use cover up as well, I see.
No, not necessarily. Just the deceive roll.
Well, it works. Well, it works in terms of you saying what you want to be disguised as. So, what identities, if any, do you take him up on the offer? He's basically offering to forge documents so that you will have identities.
Yes,
yeah.
I will take him up on that. I've already. Castus has spent the entire flight getting himself into character already for his alter ego, if you will. He just needs to. I simply ask him. I have already assumed the false identity. I just need to have the necessary paperwork to display.
Exactly. That's Callus would also take the offer, but assist him with the paperwork.
Mordecai, you're still on the line?
You're a faint, squeaky noise. Binary freeze.
I need you to provide me with a bounty hunter identity, one who has a good standing with the yeomanry, preferably.
Your faint voice. Bounty hunter? You could be a prefect, and you prefer bounty. You know what? I should fix myself.
In binary, Victor is going to say, "He is of the simple folk. Do not mind him."
I can still hear you, Victor.
Victor
Yes.
turns around as if shocked.
It's a minor heresy to know the language of the tech priests.
I know Technolingua, motherfucker. Don't you dare speak shit about me.
Your
I
secret
know,
has
I
now
can-
been divulged. Victor now knows.
You hear a faint voice going, "Yes, the flesh vessel. I am as annoyed by him as you are."
Awkward.
So the next two tech priests who are not gonna be saved by me again. Got it. Mordecai, you're an asshole. Get me that goddamn background real fucking fast before I turn this goddamn ship around and come back to kick you in the ass.
Callus,
Yeah.
why is everyone beeping at each other? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Just threatened a superior officer.
This sounds like a
He's
bunch
the-
of 56k modems competing to make louder noises.
I think Castus has put his hands over his
Yeah,
ears.
you see almost the vein popping up in Mac's neck when he beeps.
All of a sudden, you hear the Nokia theme song dial tone.
By the throne, make it stop!
Jealous
Stop!
turns to Cromwell and says, 50 bucks Matt's gonna shoot the tech priest.
50 thrones, Mac shoots the tech priest. I'll raise you 100 and say the tech priest rips the throat out of the guardsman.
You're on.
Mordecai, I do not require such paperwork, for I highly doubt that I could pass off as someone else. But what I would require is a schematic of the outlay of the station.
Got it. You immediately receive it.
Much appreciation.
It's basically something you can store in your internal memory. It is a complete blueprint of the station, extremely detailed. It takes a little while to sort of decipher what everything means. But you know the basic outlay, sort of how to get from A to B and so on.
Can I make a test, or if I can innately do this? Study the blueprint and memorize the quickest routes to get to the important rooms, say like the control center, like the living quarters of where we're going to. Kind of have a plan laid out already. Also understanding if they have any subsystems where door locking mechanisms would be brought down in case of a security breach.
Yeah, exactly. So, which maglev train goes when, what this station has of security measures, all that kind of jazz. And you get a full overview of that.
Cool.
No test needed.
If there is anything left you wish to proclaim from the Tick Priest, forever hold your peace. If not, we must get going.
Nice.
We've wasted enough time as it is. We should be off.
Exactly.
Very well.
Okay.
Wish us luck, Mordecai.
There is no such thing as luck.
It's better than to not have any of it.
Have faith in the Emperor, goddammit.
We will bring great pride to the Omnisire, Mordecai. Till next time.
To the Omnisire. The connection ends, and you see little red light blinking on the Voxcaster as you hear these ventilation ducts opening outside. And what is your new identity, everyone?
If I'm permitted to go first.
You are
Of
permitted.
course.
I have assumed the identity of Lord Admiral Benedict Richard Ishmael.
Okay.
So from
If
your
you've
father.
read the backstory, you know who that is.
Your father?
Yes.
No. But, do we get to say any other details other than the name and update the picture?
Oh, anything you want. Like,
Okay.
you can,
I
you
would
can have vast records of your.
Okay, I want the record to state that I am currently on leave to train rookie pilots, to oversee the training of new pilots for Thunderbolts, and I am taking a small vacation onto this city with, and I'm happy to include Callus and Victor in that, to say that they're my personal engine seer and my ship's hierophant, to say that they're here to low-key press gang more people into the crew of my ship.
Awesome.
But that's up to them. If they want to do something different, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Press ganging more armsmen,
Beautiful.
and all that kind of good jazz.
And Victor. Victor, you're just you're.
No,
just...
I didn't want an identity.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So he exempt from that then.
You're just skulking after them.
Yes, I'm just a differently named guy wearing a green cloak and a face mask. Alright, let's do...
Let's do this, my dude.
All tech priests look the same to me, so...
That's racist.
Yeah, it is.
I will, however, start copying the schematics and a plan of action, like where we want to dock and where we want to, meet up in case there's ever an emergency on data pads and hand them there.
Right. You were just given an available slot. Like, you were just placed there. You didn't really have a choice. This is the mass transit station, the docking area. It is an unmarked landing spot. Definitely not something for nobles, not anyone important. You assume it's either for people who don't want to be noticed as belonging to a trade house or the trade combine, and the other ships landing are pretty small as well. Most of them from the planet.
Can I offer to Mac a seal of rejection, to basically say, I oversaw your flying of an Aquila lander. You performed terribly, so we're not taking you into the Imperial Navy.
Yes.
Just so that way, if people ask you why,
so it's a deceive. That's basically.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Any modifiers?
You get +10 since you have experience with this sort of thing.
I'll give you another test this as well.
Okay, so I'm being assisted, and I've been doing this a while. Shit. Okay, inspiration point. There we
go.
There you go.
Okay, it looks extremely official. It even has a seal.
The Navy seal on that.
Does Max believe he actually does suck at flying?
No, Mac is too big of an ego to feel that.
Yeah, it's literally just this form. Like, it's purely in case someone watches us get out of the same craft and they wonder why a Lord Admiral just got off a ship with a bounty hunter. It's something like, we were going to press gang you, but you're too shit. We don't want you. We actually don't want you for the Navy because you're so bad.
By the way, what's your identity, Mac?
Mac will no longer be Mac, but it will be registered that Otto Grax, a Forge World bounty hunter, originating a mercenary from the 38 Blue Skulls, has arrived. Is looking for work. He has a reputation for killing rather than capturing targets alive and then bringing their bounty dead. Minor fame, but not that big that he's with the big league yet.
Sick. So you would just share this with Mordecai, and he would sort of note it down and insert it into the administratum, which he has complete access to. As you step out of the docking area, you walk onto long lobbies. It's cold. Everything is brushed metal, sort of the silvery bright metal. As you step in, you can smell this very sterile and metallic smell, and Victor, you feel right at home, or probably feel more at home here than on Aventine. Everything is orderly, everything is maintained, the lumen globes are shining bright, and you can even see a monotask servitor walking along and brushing, oiling different mechanical parts. As you zigzag further into the station, you see adjacent, through these sort of thick glass windows, you can see warehouses with crates stacked upon crates, operated by servitors along the way. Occasionally, a servitor passes by you, opens a door, walks inside. There's absolutely no room to follow him. You imagine you would get squeezed. You would have to do something to get in. Other than that, look over to the left. Huge windows, and you can see extremely impressive exterior of the station from any direction. And they seem to have made a point out of having windows everywhere. They're very thick, very reinforced, of course. As you sort of walk up a ramp a little bit further in, you see local enforcers, and for the first time in many weeks for most of you, you see an Arbite. He disappears into a door, and there is an Arbite banner above. a local enforcer steps forward at a checkpoint and greets you. What do you do when you pass them? You don't
I
have to
would.
do everything in character, but
Yeah.
what do you do?
I would like Callus to give him the necessary paperwork, writing on the author wheel as we moved. Callus would have written the purpose for their visit as to jam press additional crew members for Lord Cromwell's ship,
Lord Ishmael ship.
Ishmael.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm going by a different. It's all good. I'm going by a different alias here.
Hmm.
But yeah, press Kagi.
Yes.
Part of
Just to have an extra layer of defense if somebody is searching for us.
So the enforcer kind of grabs whatever proof you have, looks at it, turns around. You see them kind of check their cogitators, and he turns around.
I'd
and
like
says,
to
Yeah, you would like to.
to roll a deceive check to. Actually, they're really good.
Do
Could
it.
I?
Do it.
Fucking 4 degrees of success.
Neat. Alright. Callus, extremely, he's very slick with how he does it. He just hands them the papers. As soon as they see whatever name it refers to, he's kind of cordial, smiling with the guard. Yeah, whatever else you want to add, Callus.
If the lord of the station, the admiral, is open for an interview or for an audition for with my captain today.
He kind of looks over and says, well, you can talk to Master Jan Maliaki. He is in Administratum, the giant imperial palace in the middle of the city.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Would that be all?
I look behind me as to imply if there's anything else my companions would like to ask.
Is there any bounty work happening over here?
He immediately forms a frown. Bounty work? No. There is no crime. There is no one to hunt. No one is wanted. There are no criminals here.
Good. Means I can relax. Great.
He smiles, raises his eyebrows demonstrably. and
Could
gestures.
I scrutiny to see if he's lying?
Of course.
Do I? Okay, scrutiny. Where the
Yes.
hell is? Okay, it's gonna be shit. So hold your horses. Oof, no, I don't.
He's definitely telling the truth.
Yeah, he looks like a reliable person, Matt. Ask the police officer if the city is safe.
Who's Mac? My name is Otto.
Out of character, saying
Ah.
that, of course.
Why are you responding me to out of character? I didn't ask you anything out of character.
Alright, so walking past the checkpoints, you go a little bit further in. You are now at the mass transit station. As you look up, you see these massive... Are you okay, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
We can hear you, by the way.
You were moaning.
Yeah, I'm stretching real quick. Okay, sorry.
Deactivate your mic too. Alright, so you enter through checkpoints and you see massive sensors and patrolling Arbites in this giant hall. Everything is lit up by huge searchlights in the ceiling. You see maglev trains, auto carriages, grav vehicles, limos, bikes, everything in between. And for the first time, there's this wall of people. Through the end of this, it almost looks like an airplane hangar. You can see these massive metal tunnels. And I want you to roll a D100.
Roll initiative, got it.
I suggest the new guy should do it.
No, the new guy should do.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
This means okay. Well,
Oh,
that's
nice,
probably
nice. It's under 50.
Sick. Alright. What do you do?
Oh, whew, that's clear. Should we go to the Jan Malik guy, to the administratum? You know, the giant palace in the middle. What
I'm
do you
gonna
say, bounty
you'd
hunter?
spend 1 hour to get here.
It took us
Ah.
an hour to get here.
Mhm.
What do you do, guys?
I think I stroke my goatee for a second, and then I go, and then I turn. What was your alter ego again, Max? Sorry.
Autograph.
Otto. Okay. So I turn to you and I go, Mr. Otto, can I? You did a reasonably good job with your flying, but it didn't quite meet the standard of the Imperial Navy. So I feel bad for letting you go with such a negative report, and I wouldn't want your bounty hunting license to go any lower. Can I treat you to a drink in the officers' mess? There might be another admiral I can recommend you to.
It's the
Am I-
least you could do, I guess.
Wonderful. I would not have it any other way. Father, would you like to accompany us, or are you one to stave off of the good juice?
Very well. I shall assist you in partaking in the bounty of this station.
You're going to assist me with my drinking. I'm not that old, despite my receding hairline. Right. I mean, if you want, you can go and talk to this fella up in the administratum. What was his name? Lord Admiral. You note this stuff down.
Yes. First, we're gonna meet with Jan Malachi.
That's it, Mr. Yan. I mean, if you want, you can go talk to him and see if he's interested in sharing any of his press gang civilians. But I'm a bit parched, and I think I'm going to take Mr. Grax over here to get a drink.
Very well. As Calliston stood at the priest, I expect you to assist me, of course.
Victor kind of just stares at him. None. Just doesn't say anything. Just keeps staring at.
Very well.
Right.
I'll take that as a yes.
Sure.
In that case, as Callus takes a bow, I shall do your will, Captain.
Of course. Do stay in contact. I want to know if you find any worthy meat for the grinder. And I slap you in the bicep, having a joke with you, basically.
I think you broke my bone. Yeah. So that's our plan.
And then, as we're walking away, I'm initiating bullshit with Mac. Just literally, as me and Mac are walking away, I'm like, "So, how did you think you did? You did like shit, but let me buy you a good drink, top shelf." I don't know why I went northern, but
Not
what it
You
is.
have 10 inspiration points. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
As you walk further in, you see maglev trains. They're used by basically regular citizens. They're getting in line. It's a long fucking line. Other than that, there are personal transports. You can see some of them belong to the Navis nobility. They're decked out in their insignia. You see their assistants sort of walking around, helping them with every minor thing, feeding them and so on.
Could I possibly ask one of the nobles to give us a ride? Since I have peer with them.
So as soon as you walk up there, you see Callus kind of turn off to the side, and it looks like Yana has an idea. He disappears through the crowd for a moment, and the next time you see him, he's standing next to a long black limo. It has these metal pipes sticking up at the back, almost looks like angel wings, and a skull at the front. A fat man with a red noble outfit standing next to it, sort of leaning on the vehicle. What do you do, Callus?
I go towards him, but first I wait as to see whether he's the moment when he's open to engage in conversation with him, following proper
He's about
procedures.
to get in, and the driver's already got him. He's
Then I quickly go to him and present myself, and my lord, if I could allow us to join you.
He turns around and goes,
Join me? That's preposterous. Get out of my way.
and he sort of takes a step forward and he literally tries to punch you in the chest.
Please, my lord, I am good friends with one named Marcus. You know, the lord in the southern quadrant of this station.
He's gonna breathe heavily, signaling to his guard.
Get this man away from me.
And he's gonna slowly start to descend into the vehicle.
Wait 1 second. Yeah, I have. It is just as. Oh. Yeah, I have nothing. I keep try saying big names as to vouch for my appearance, for my credibility.
Which names?
Constantine, Cromwell, Cortez.
The most important of them all. The only name
I
that
would-
really matters.
No, I don't think he'd know about you. But I'd say, what would be the most influential noble in this station? On this station,
Oh, you probably.
I wouldn't know. Or planet side,
The governor.
other than the governor.
Me.
Fuck you! You're not that influential.
He is in his mind.
I
Sorry, be
mean,
right back.
there are many. You have the Imperial Decreists. You have a Magister of Justice. You have
Yeah, fuck it. Magister of Justice.
Alright. So, Theus Doniker.
Theus,
You
Please,
have
if-
researched him before and you have quite a bit of information on him.
then I'd throw that at him as to imply that Lord Theus Doniker would be greatly appreciative of your service.
It's an extremely long shot, but let's say that you've heard some details about him. Do a minus 20 deceive test.
Deceive. I thought. Deceive minus 20. Oh, he eats from the palm of my hand.
Okay. Callus, what exactly do you make up about Theus?
With the recent blockade, Lord Theus has requested the assistance of Benedict Richard Ishmael to assist him with the blockade, and as such, we are currently trying to gain press more people in joining our ship.
He sort of appears from the hood, under the hood of the car. He's seated at this moment and he kind of leans out, looks over his shoulder and looks a little worried for a second.
Why didn't you tell me that right away? Get in the vehicle.
And he points to his transport behind him. It is a black belted vehicle. It looks like his personal guards.
Nice. Thank you, my lord.
What else do you do? Do you signal for the others to come with you?
Yeah.
Alright.
Whoever wants to join me is free to join me.
Does anyone
Well-
not want to join him for whatever reason?
I won't. I'm gonna go somewhere else.
All right.
Victor is not also.
Then I will.
Victor-
Callus alone in the car. Oh,
Victor
no.
is going to be going
Okay.
around trying to count how many guards there are, their patrols, try and get a lay of the land.
Then I would also request a driver from His Highness, from His Lordship. To assist
Oh
me.
no, you get the driver sitting there.
Oh,
You're
oh,
just
perfect.
you're in the back of the van essentially.
Back of the van. Wow, thanks.
Yep.
Ah, so you've been kidnapped.
Back of the.
You've essentially
He
been
was
kidnapped.
never seen again.
I told you to go and
Tell
press
us
gang
to
other
yourself.
people, not get press gang. Fuck.
You feel so happy about yourself as you're driving off in this armored vehicle.
This is where they whip out a chainsaw and they take your other leg.
And this is like the last thing you see is Callus's face smiling like thumbs up in the back window of the van. I'm gonna be fine, guys.
So whilst he's doing that, I would like to microbead Victor before we get out of comms range from each other.
Alright.
Oh. Still using the accent because there's people around me. So I go, Victor, are you receiving? A thought has suddenly occurred to me.
That's dangerous.
I know. But hear me out. So, I've heard through the grapevine that a close associate of mine, Lord Admiral Ignatius, is on the ship, on the station. It's been a while, and I don't know if he's changed his appearance at all. Maybe he's grown a beard, maybe he shaved his head, I don't know. I'm wondering if you could maybe indulge me with informing me of what he looks like in your own time.
Victor, you very quickly find whatever information there is on him.
I mean, does he do it? He might not do
Is
it.
it on his Twitter?
It's on his Twitter, on the local station Twitter. It's basically like a journal of important people, famous people on the station. He is famous for betting in games and joining auctions. And he's usually the one winning the auctions. It is said that he just wins them and then gives it away to someone. And he's kind of a local hero. He is a large figure, middle-aged man, dressed in an admiral's uniform covered in medals. He has a cybernetic eye and slicked back brown hair. And you're sort of getting up visual images of him from various surveillance systems and so on. He has visible scars and a very stern expression. As you see him turn around on some of the footage, he is surrounded by a regiment of Imperial Navy Voidsmen. They're wearing white flak armor. You can see sort of a continuation of the footage. You see him sort of point, they run over, get something to him. People flock around him, sort of trying to get to him, and you see the guards assaulting people, even executing them around him as he walks around smiling.
Can I figure out anything about these guardsmen protecting him? Like, do they have a reputation? Like, what kind of caliber of guards they might be?
The Imperial Navy Voidsmen that you see here are basically the elite of... you can actually do a... You can do a Navy, Imperial Navy test. That's a basic intelligence test.
Mm, 3 degrees of failure.
I mean, if he's telling me this over the microbead, can I attempt as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Any mods?
Nope.
Ah, fuck!
Nah, there's no way to tell, unfortunately.
Do I have inspiration? I don't remember.
You do.
Yeah, I'll use a point. Why not? Fuck!
Looking
White
at them,
Guardsmen.
nah,
Okay.
they look like kind of like stormtroopers, Star Wars. Just
Oh, so they must miss all the time.
Oh, okay. Then what's the makes our job even easier?
And
They never hit.
they definitely look like Navymen.
Well, they're armsmen.
Carrying weapons. All of them. They are on the pictures some of the few people openly brandishing weapons, along with Arbites and trade combine guards. As you stand on this platform, sort of taking one step every minute as you move up to the maglev trains. What do you do, guys?
Waiting.
We're still going to the officers' club, yeah?
Yes,
Let's go then.
indeed. I'm just trying to get my bearings right now.
Going
Bear
to
with
the-
me, Otto.
You're going to the what?
I'm hoping that there's an officer's bar or an officer's lounge somewhere, just for Imperial Navymen who are off duty.
Right.
And also happen to be an officer.
Yeah, they'll be in the private quarters. You can get there. You would have to take the train, and you would have to wait.
Can't we
extremely long.
Can we find a other vehicle which is unmanned?
As you look around, there are various nobles getting into their vehicles, but this is the only public transportation.
Joy. Okay, looks like we're following. Oh, hang on, sorry. Alright. This is taking the fucking piss. You see what Callus did? We're gonna do what he did, but better. So just follow my lead, alright?
Sure, I'll look intimidating behind you.
I mean, that's all I need you to do. Alright, follow my lead. Let's go. And we'll make to the nearest noble.
Yeah. So you're basically gonna try the same thing. You approach them. There are few left. Like most of the arrivals have gotten where they wanted at this point. So there's just a couple of nobles left who are kind of going home to their vacation spots. How do you want to approach them? And who approaches them?
I think it's fair to say your boy Castus is probably approaching the noble.
Your boy.
Just because I've got peer nobility. And peer Imperial Navy.
So what does this look like, Castus? Explain it to us.
So I think Castus breaks from his put up persona of being this Lord Admiral for just a second. Because he sees another noble and he goes, "Ah! One of my kin!" And I'm just striding up to him the same way a customer strides up to a checkout. Like in Castus's mind, he's thinking, if he doesn't give me a ride, I'll just buy his car. And I'm walking up like confidently, as if I own the place.
Nice.
He's a car dealer, and I'm about to make a purchase.
The noble is standing there. He is tall, overweight. He has black hair, large white eyes. He wears an expensive gunmetal overall, covered in jewelry and Aquila symbols. And he is carrying a large data slate. And he has, curiously, several oath cards that he proudly displays.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, if he's got oath cogs, he might be from Desolium.
And he might be part of the Mighty Hammer.
Yeah.
As
Alright,
you
so
approach, one of his eyebrows kind of raised a little bit. He looks so wretched.
yeah. And I look at him, and I bow. I don't bow very deeply, but I sort of do a 20-degree bow. Like I practically just nod my head at him. If Mac doesn't do the same, I sort of like low-key try to step on his foot to make him try and do it as well. Just be like, just fucking go along with it.
Mac will you follow suit. He's not that dumb.
Okay.
He turns
Good
around.
day, my lord.
Again, he's leaning back on his limo, kind of looking very surprised for a moment, almost like holding his hands to brace himself on the vehicle. He takes a step forward. He has kind of a effeminate demeanor, and tall and overweight, like I said. His very large eyes gets very expressive, and they're kind of expressing shock for a moment. And he goes, "Hello, do I know you?"
Of course he's French.
Of course he's fucking French. I go, you may not know who I am, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is the extraordinarily large amount of overcogs you are holding in your possession there. And that's what has drawn me to you today.
I see you are interested in purchasing it, perhaps.
Well, if a man of your esteem happens to be in possession of numerous overcogs, that would give the impression to me that you were in possession of a large amount of manpower.
This guy looks like a carpet salesman who's got a potential...
Carpet
purchaser.
salesman's got to have employees.
Yeah. And he looks extremely sleazy, but very interested, and it definitely looks like he has an agenda. As he kind of takes a step forward, pulls out the oath cards. I see you have heard of me. What do you desire? I can make anything you wish.
Beautiful. My request to you is twofold. One personal, one more of an Imperial Navy demand, if you will. However, we are willing to reimburse you for this demand. So it's more of a transaction when you put your mind to it. You see, my name is Lord Admiral Benedict Richard Ishmael.
Pleased to meet
And
you.
I've-
My name is Adir Trinkina.
Of course, my lord, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance for the first time.
With a very sleazy smile, he leans forward and his white glove sort of gestures out to meet yours.
Yes, and I shake him with my pristine white glove.
His smile
Gloved
forms
hand.
even wider as he leans down and nods several times. Yes, it is an honor, it is an honor.
Of course, the honor is mine, being permitted entry into your personal space, my lord. But shall we discuss business in a more formal place than in the eyes of the letters? And I like gesture to the fucking hundreds of thousands of people that are around us.
He raises an eyebrow and sort of looks down, petting one of the oath cogs. It is a case where I occasionally have to ask for proof of what you speak of. It is not that I don't believe you, but you know how it is. There are so
Of course, my lord,
There are
these
so
are
many
troubling
frauds
times we
out
live in.
I would not want to accuse you, but I would have to see some proof of your wealth, perhaps.
Of course, my lord. I would have it no other way in these troubling times. Perhaps we can exchange high-born familiarity. I reach into my coat to pull mine out.
Some proof of your importance or wealth would do. As he kind of glimmers up and you see this fire in his eyes. And you can do a commerce test.
I'll assist you with it.
Thank God, because commerce is not something I'm very good at.
I have old cogs with me. Nice.
Yeah. Just barely did it. Just barely.
As you list off the various markets and contacts you have, probably pull out like proof of transactions, massive numbers, huge sums. He is kind of more and more impressed, and finally says, yes, that will do. Come with me.
Of course, we're more than willing to accompany you. However, my friend here is parched, and we require some sort of beverage in one of the officers' lounges. I'm more than happy to allow you to accompany us. I'll even pay for your drinks. As you can see, I come from a very wealthy and powerful naval house.
Yes, of course. Would you like to stop at a bar and have some drinks?
Of course! That is the incentivation, is it not, my good friend Otto?
He,
Of course, Your Highness.
as you walk up, Mac, he sort of leans down to grab your hand, and then whatever oil and dirt and smut you have in your hand, he kind of recoils for a moment and then immediately forms a fake smile again.
Pleased to meet you.
I wouldn't offer my hand out to him. Mac wouldn't hold his hand out to him. If he hold his hand out, he'd reply, I'm sorry, my lord, but I feel that my stature is below yours. It would be impolite to shake your hand, would it not? I'm just a servant, a vessel. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm accompanying the good Lord Sir Benedict Richard Ismail as a, good acquaintance and business partner, perhaps.
He turns over to you, Lord, and he says,
I see you have hired good men. Loyal.
Yes, loyalty is a hard trait to find in the men, but this one would have been perfect for the Navy had he not been such a terrible pilot.
Wonderful. Shall we leave?
Of course.
he,
And I gesture for him to get into his own car.
you get in the back of his limo. It's a pretty big space. As you get in, there are bottles of Amasec sort of stacked up next to the door. There are glasses, and you immediately get sealed in, and you hear this little ventilation sound as the vehicle slowly starts rolling. Callus, you finally stop at the market. It is a long hallway, and you're sort of just standing there alone. You have your microbead. The transport leaves you. If you want to stop them, you can.
I requested the transport to Jan's location, to the big giant castle in the middle.
Okay, they will probably drop you off there. So it is on the way. It's actually adjacent. So walking out of the vehicle, you're standing in a giant square. You see an Imperial Aquila symbol above this huge palace. It is situated above two massive metal doors. You see evidence of past gunfights, bullet holes in the walls, rags of clothing, personal items thrown near the gutter. You see trade combine guards patrolling at the outside, and people occasionally approach, only to be pushed away. Some are like hit with the butt of the gun as they try to beg for scraps and money to essentially the only authority on this station. As you kind of walk up to it, you catch a glimpse of the inside through the door. It is a massive hall, dimly lit. It looks like a cathedral.
As I walk towards the cathedral, Callus says under his breath, "No bounties, huh? Lying sack of shit." I would like to approach Is somebody manning the desk or something resembling the...
This is like being out on the street, basically.
Mm.
And there's just like regular people walking outside, guards and so on. You're not actually in the administrative office yet.
And then I would like to make my way inside the
Nice.
administrator's office.
As you walk up to the door, an arbiter walks up and immediately just holds out a hand to gesture for you to stop.
I comply. And beg your pardon, sir, but I would like to enter this building if there is no issue with you.
He looks over his shoulder, looks at you and smiles.
You and everyone else.
I also show my ministerium clothes and say, oh, trust me, officer, this is most important business. I am working on behalf of Thais Deneter, Magister of Justice.
His visor goes up. He kind of pulls out his gun, holds it by his chest. Who? Never heard of him.
Have you heard of the recent blockade of the system? Well, I'm assisting the Navy on keeping it so. So, if you could, I have some logistical problems to solve.
Nobody enters without the proper proof.
What would it take to... No, wait. Then I would suggest you ring up Jan, Lord Jan, from the Administratum.
He's gonna form a very serious expression. What do you know about Jan? Are you here to meet him?
Yes, he is expecting me.
A slight smile is gonna form on his face. Kind of nods one time. Roger. Turns around and you can hear he's activating his microbeat for a second. What did you say your name was?
Finally, we are reaching a conclusion. My name is Martin Orwin. I'm in service of one Lord Benedict Richard Ishmael.
He's gonna stand there and talk for a little while and turn around. As important as your lord is, he has no authority over me or in the business here.
No authority, you say? Quite concerned as things keep changing around him. Callus would once again decide to approach him from the person blocking his way from a different angle. My good sir, trust me, I am not trying to watch on your feet as to make your day worse, but this is most important. Surely the peace of the realm is more important than bureaucracy for you.
Whatever angle you approach, the arbitrator kind of slowly walks up to you, resting his gun on his hip.
Do I see anyone around me that could be fooled, as in vouching for me?
You look around and there are just poor people sort of struggling to get in.
Fuck.
Occasionally, an administrative official will enter, accompanied with several guards.
Do I have the paperwork that a copy of the paperwork that I gave
Sure.
to the? Oh, then I present that.
Okay, what does it say?
It says that all things are in order. We've been tasked with maintaining the blockade around the station, the business that we're having here, and I might also have made an open space and added whatever is necessary for us to justify our presence to this.
Who has been tasked of maintaining the blockade?
Lord Benedict Richard Ishmael and a random sign that I presume.
What does it say his title is?
What is your title?
Masquerading as a Lord Admiral.
Lord Admiral.
The arbitrator is just gonna kind of walk up to you a little bit more respectfully this time. I see your predicament. However, the Administratum is off limits while the blockade is underway.
Surely you understand with the reason the blockade is underway. If we don't get the necessary supplies from the Administratum, that could jeopardize the safety of this station. Not to mention the planet.
Unless you have a specific appointment, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Fuck. Did he check in with Jan to see if he's respecting me?
So you heard him talk on the microbeam. That's the only time you've seen him contact anyone.
I have nothing. Fuck. Could I present one of the cards? No. He's from. He would hate criminal activities in this area. Fuck. I have nothing. I step away from the entrance and try to. Are there any other ways of entering?
So you kind of walk around and look on the edges of the building, and you scout for other entrances. As you walk along the side of it, you do see several kind of shafts a little bit up along the side of the building.
Are there any dangers of falling from them, or
Yeah,
do I need?
you can absolutely try to get in, but it would probably be risky.
Can I stop any administratum and try to convince him?
So you look around and sort of waiting behind a pillar for a few minutes. You see one of the administratum officials marching at a brisk pace towards the door. His two bodyguards manhandles and throw people aside. What do you do?
I try to. I try to request his assistance in entering the administratum.
Alright, do a fellowship test. You can choose what you want to use.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume you present the same papers, the same proof.
Yeah.
Try to convince him.
I presume he's not from the nobility. He doesn't register as nobility, does he?
You can't really tell.
No, I just want to know if I apply any bonuses.
Nope.
Oh my god, I'm gonna inspiration point that.
Jesus,
Jesus Christ.
that is amazing. We have 200 rolls.
That would be
Sick.
7 successes.
So, the guy kind of seems skeptical at first. As you explain your plight, he will kind of excuse the Arbeit and say they're extremely stringent whenever they get an order. He probably exaggerated a little bit. You should have access to the administratum, and he kind of apologizes, and he will update the orders of the Arbeit as you walk through the doors of the administratum. You find yourself in a giant hall. It's quite empty. There are kind of stone floors, stone walls. Imagine like a Roman-esque architecture. Pillars, white pillars stretching up to the ceiling. Arched ceilings. And everything is pretty well lit, pretty bright. There are several large wooden doors. All of them are open. As you walk in, your footsteps echo through the halls. You see a librarian to the left, and you see various scribes sort of walking around with their hoods, frantically typing on machines, the hammering echoing through the halls.
Which one of them seems less preoccupied?
So you walk up to one, random one.
Ah.
What do you want to say? What do you do?
The directions to Jens' location, current location. If they've seen him, if he knows where he is.
Do a common lore administratum roll.
Okay, let's see. I used to help some guys in the administratum, moral support and all that. Oh my god! I'm gonna leave it. 4 degrees of failure. 5 actually.
Okay. He just shakes his head, scurries off into one of the halls.
Could I inquiry the others?
As the scribe avoids you, you see the others as you start to approach them. They start kind of scurry away and disappear.
Well, shit. Then I'll try to make my way through the building, hoping for the best.
Cool.
Until I meet someone and repeat the process.
A little bit further in, there are stairs leading up. As you walk up the stairs, but nothing's really stopping you, there's no doors. You're on the 2nd floor. You look around, there are 4 more doors.
Anything different? Actually, could I use my monotest server scroll to see through them?
It can do that, can it?
Yes. 15 meters.
15 meters.
Not meters, centimeters of wall. I can see through it.
You can see 15 through it, okay. So you'll be able to see through the doors, and that's about it. In the hallway straight ahead, there's a large wooden door, and your server skull kind of hovers up to it. Occasionally you see some adepts leaving some of the rooms. They seem like auditoriums. They walk out wearing their black hoods, and as soon as they see you, they kind of just look down, look a little bit afraid, and scurry off. And through the door, you see a wall of pictures. The pictures looks like pictures of various important people working at the administratum.
Could I recognize any of them?
Would you have... What was the information you got on Jan?
Only that he is... only what the Arbeit told us, that he's in the middle of... he's in the giant palace.
No, you
in the
got the
middle.
full description, I think. Did you?
Oh! You didn't say.
Who did you get it from again? What setting?
Right near the port.
What mechanism gave you that information about Jan?
Oh, just ask the Arbeit near the reception of the port. That's what I remember.
Yeah, that's how you know.
Yeah.
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 So you know you wouldn't have any visual identification.
No.
You don't recognize him.
Mm-hmm. And then is there anyone watching behind me or around
So
me?
the place
Or
looks
are-
completely abandoned, aside from the
And
describes of left the depths.
where? I presume I know as I walked through this building. I presume I can make some logical conclusion where Jan's office might be located.
Not really.
Mm.
Everything is just like marble pillars. Everything looks like a Roman architecture. Sterile, extremely clean.
And there's no difference.
No indication. No, just massive wooden doors. And the
So,
pictures on the wall.
As I scan the offices from where I've walked, do I recognize any of the names? Or are there any
There are
names?
no names visible. You just see frames and you see pictures of various important people.
And I cannot stop anyone since they're all afraid of me.
Well,
I would-
There's no one around you. Literally, you're all alone. You're the only one standing there, and you've been there for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, then I'll ask for a description of Jan. And I'll keep asked around about him. And
Alright.
look out for any possible...
You kind of walk down into the hallway and approach people, run up to them, ask them if they know Jan. And one guy will kind of look up and, scared, will say, he's usually dressed in robes. Whenever you ask about what he looks like, he says, he's an elderly man.
a what?
Elderly man.
Elderly man. Do I, from my, what is it called? Nothing else clues from the travel activator condition. Total recall. From my total recall, do I manage to associate the description with one of the portraits?
Many, at least 15 portraits.
I keep I keep bullying him in the saying
Cyberbullying.
more details.
Nice. Okay. Do an inquiry. You get a -10.
I'm gonna bully him so hard if he doesn't do it. -10, you say? Okay. Oh my god, what is with the rolls? I'm gonna use what's it called? Fucking clues from the crowd. Reroll that.
Nice.
Come on, baby. Come on, don't be a bitch. No misfortune, you piece of shit!
Jesus Christ, you're rolling so poorly. Oh my lord. Oh, damn it. Nope. People just keep avoiding.
Does he
scene
drift
is
into
basically like
unconsciousness?
Callus is like running around the hallways, like stopping people. Please, you have to tell me. And they're just walking in circles around you, running off to avoid you. No one seems interested in talking to you anymore.
Can I roll for willpower and see if I cry?
You stand up against the pillar and you start crying to yourself a little bit.
This is so frustrating.
What do you do, Callus? Come on. The rest of the party's waiting.
Ah, fuck. I don't know. I know some descriptions, picking up from whatever I have. I don't keep straddling. Oh, call the party members. Am I in range of the other party members?
For sure.
How many portraits of person I've seen?
Maybe like 30.
30, okay. I'd like to ask any party member on an open channel that we have between us Well, it's not an open channel, but connecting to all the other party members to give me a description if they know how Jan looks. Or if Castus knows of how he looks from any context that he might have. All the other guys are fucking done, aren't they?
They're done from you fucking walking around in the hallways forever.
They abandoned me! Fuckers! Better, okay. Heretic, do you know how, Lord Ishmael, do you know how Mr. Jan looks like?
I presume I need to make some kind of navy roll to know that.
You wouldn't really know. He's a master in the administrator.
Oh yeah.
There's no reason why your character would know that.
Or from Victor, since he managed to talk with Icarus. No, not Icarus.
I'm gonna say it's very unlikely that any of you have seen this character, knows what he looks like.
And we have no.
Have I heard of any stories, maybe of tales of things he's done? Like, has he ever been in a war? Have people seen any of his heroic deeds?
Not really. People who work in the administration kind of just stay there. There's no real stories about their bravery.
Oh, they're nerds. Okay, got it.
Yes, exactly.
Could Victor pull a file on him?
You would somehow have to access the system, the cogitator in the administrator.
Actually, I have one last desperate move. Morsten, you're trying my hand. I'm gonna take my loud hailer, set it at max,
Oh shit.
record
That's
a
so
message. This loud hailer won't stop until until someone comes to, and I put my location wherever I am, and gives me the description of Sir Jan.
So is this like a
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
You guys remember when we had a good subtlety score? I remember that.
I remember those days too.
Fuck!
Oh,
Fuck this! I'm going full on! I'm going full
floor,
on!
you put down your loud hailer and you put it next to something so there's a constant loud pitch beeping noise. You can
I'm
literally
switching to a new
hear-
channel on my microbeat just to avoid.
You can hear things breaking, you can see glass splintering. It's so loud and it keeps amplifying because it echoes and echoes and echoes and echoes. Very quickly, the door breaks open. You see the arbitrator standing there and he looks pissed. He has a very serious look on his face. As he storms over to you with determined steps, he yells, "What the hell do you think you're doing?"
Did you just commit an act of terrorism?
Oh, shit. I go to the arbitrator. Is this how you conduct important business? I'm trying to reach your lord, and not
He's
a
gonna-
single person has shown my way towards him.
He's gonna step over to the loud hailer and almost like a skipping motion with his knee all the way up in the air. He's gonna step down.
I'm gonna pilot it away.
As he steps down on the floor, his foot slips slightly and comically flips forward, and he almost falls down, catching himself. And he looks up at you. Callus, do a strength test.
Are you fucking serious? Shit. Okay. Let's go. Did it roll? No, it fucking didn't. Jesus. Oh, first strength test, fucking critical fail.
Second, how many degrees of failure?
I didn't roll a second. I thought I didn't roll the first one.
He's gonna grab your collar and it's just gonna lift you off the ground. By the Lex Imperialis, you're under arrest.
You really want to play your backup character, don't you?
No, lay your hands off me. Do you have any idea who I am?
Don't you
Swear to
fucking
God.
dare. Don't you fucking
dare rope me into this!
I fucking will.
You are going to get shot. Not even the Inquisitor is gonna save you.
You're gonna get shot by me! And that's saying something. Do it. Just do your character. Do what you would do.
Is there any way I could I remember any law that would allow me to
You take the
escape
hit,
of the
Tab.
situation?
You take the hit and go to jail, and then wait till we get you out.
You take the
fucked
hit,
up.
or you whip out the rosette and get us all in the shit.
I know that's the only option I have.
No,
in case
don't.
of-
No. The only option you have is go to jail.
Go to jail.
As you're leaning up against a pillar and this arbitrator is holding you up with one hand, he's pulling out a piece of parchment with the other. I'm gonna make you an offer. Life in jail, without the opportunity for parole.
And
That's it.
that doesn't sound like much of an offer. Any chance of negotiations, perhaps?
The alternative is death.
Without any chance of parole, you say?
What is this parole you speak of?
You know what I mean.
He got in here under the guise as a noble person's bitch, so that's why he's offering him parole.
No, he offers me no parole.
Oh right, yeah. Never
Yeah.
mind then.
You
Ah.
fucked up, Tavi. Take the hit.
Could I'm panicking at this moment. Wanna make a willpower test to see if I make a drastic,
Don't you dare excuse
I am
this.
gonna flash the rosette if it needs be.
Well, looks like Callus is dying.
What do you think? I
Upset
suggest?
breach! Upset breach! You must die!
Upset breach. Shoot on sight.
I'm gonna take the hit, fuck it.
What do you do, Gillis?
I'm gonna tell him you're making a big mistake, trust me.
It's 40 years in the ISO cubes.
Fuck you! There's no
Yeah.
other option.
He's gonna pull you by the collar and he's gonna drag you across the marble floor. Your hands screeching as you occasionally grab the floor and they sort of slide off, gaining no friction. And it's just gonna throw you up against the wall violently. And talking on his comm bead, you see two other arbitrators enter the room. And they're kind of standing in a half circle around you. One of them guarding the door. One other one approaching. And they're just
Oh, fuck!
talking among themselves. And soon enough, you look out and you see a vehicle roll up. It is an arbitrator patrol vehicle. He's going to pull out his manacles and he's going to shackle you.
Shit. He's gonna shackle me, isn't he? Is there anyone on the back seat with me?
As he pulls you out, you're kind of almost thrown out of the building, and you're leaning up against the vehicle. He bows your head down and throws you in the back seat.
It's somebody there with me that I could convince them they're making a terrible mistake.
There's a driver.
There is a driver. Then, fuck it. Are there any people around us? Or around? No. Then I would like to convince him and reach into the back pocket of my Imperial mini storm cloak.
Do a
Where
sleight
my
of hand to see if you can do it.
No, I'm trying to convince him to do it for me.
Do any Photoshop tests.
Finally! Many degrees.
What exactly do you tell him that convinces him to do this?
I'm trying to tell him that I'm a person very high up on the food chain, and if he needs any proof to check into my back pocket, because his colleagues are gonna burn for this breach of conduct, and just because I like him, I am offering this chance for him to save himself.
As you say that, you see him sort of turn around and he's talking on his microbead. The door opens violently. You see the same arbitrator who arrested you. He's standing there and he's looking kind of displeased for a moment. And he says,
What does he say? Oh.
"Do you know the penalty for making threats against an arbitrator?"
It's not a threat, it's a promise. Now, I suggest we find the
He
most...
pulls you out of the vehicle, shackled, and he's gonna basically kneel you down on the ground, and he's gonna pull out his shotgun.
Quite worried, I tell the person in the car who was driving and heard me, he's making a huge mistake. Don't let him take you down with him. All you need is a moment to prove my story. Reach into my pocket and see.
He's going to step over to you while you're kneeling and unlock your manacles. So he makes a half circle around you, pulling out a shotgun, holding it, like resting it at your chest. "Do it yourself."
Saying to himself, Jesus Christ, Matt's gonna fucking kill me.
Yep.
I have. I'll try first to pull the card that we received from the genders that attacked us back at when we dealt with Icarus. Flashing it.
What do you do? What exactly are you holding out? Repeat that.
The card. The
He's
what
trying
is
to
it?
hold out the oath card.
Yeah,
The
oath
oath
card.
Alright.
And then quickly put it back in, and just in case, put my hand on the rosette, and if they are approaching, I'm gonna show the rosette. If I sense any that it doesn't hold any
He's
weight.
going to turn around and say, "The sentence is death." And
Then
he's gonna cock his shotgun.
Then I quickly pull out the rosette.
Explain how this looks.
Now, as he cocks his shotgun, Callus frantically reaches into his robe. As he falls to the ground, he pulls his rosette as fast as he could, and holding it to his chest, somewhat covering it and basically using it as his last shield.
He's gonna break up.
Should I ask? Should I add fraud to your list of heresies?
You dare question the validity of my proof? As Callus fully believing in himself, picks himself up.
Right, Callus. I'm gonna say a few minutes pass. You make efforts to contact your party members. You make efforts to contact everyone you know. Callus is probably a little upset right now, shaking your inquisitorial rosette in hand, and you keep repeating your role again and again. Passers-by on the street sort of look over curious at you as you're holding the inquisitorial rosette up. Several people sort of stop, look at you, just stare, walk off. People look shocked. The arbitrator eventually sort of lowers his gun. He's gonna take a step back. And yeah. What do you do?
Despite being somewhat shaken, then I'd like to move to him and says, not a word, not to your partners, not to your boss. I've never been here, you've never seen this. Do you understand? If somebody asks, you shot an impersonator of the Inquisition. It is most vital, nobody knows.
His mouth is gonna snivel up to a straight line. He's gonna go, got it.
And then Callus holds his head in his hands, thinking of any possible contacts and favors that he might call to resolve the situation, fully aware of the fact that other people have seen him. Maybe spread a rumor of some insane person.
We can deal with that after the session.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to contact the other party members and make my way towards them.
You succeed.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay, what do you do?
Making my way towards the other party members' location.
You as a party, what do you do?
Oh.
Victor is going to try and infiltrate the security region of this station.
No. Where do you travel? So, Victor, you have a complete overview of the entire station. There is an auditorium, there's a chapel, there's a librarium, there's the arbitrator station, there is a residential area, there's a market zone.
Well, like I said, I'm going to try and find out where the security zone is, where they would keep all their people monitoring security cameras and whatnot.
All of that would be in the Administratum. That's where Callus just was.
You know the place you refuse to move that? Yeah, thanks a lot, by the way.
I wasn't going there initially. I said that I was going to scour and look for paths of the guards and what, and take account of how many people are actually manning the hallways. So after Victor was done doing that, he would have gone there.
Yeah. So you all approach the Administratum. As soon as you sort of stand up there, I'm going to say you've spent quite a few hours now going back and forth, doing all of this. And you can see visibly on the people in the street, the tension is rising. People sense something is going on. As you approach, there are people sort of whispering among themselves, pointing at you as you stand there. What do you do?
Is Callus here with us, or
All of you are together?
We've regrouped.
You've all regrouped, you spent a few hours, like I said, and you're back at the Administratum.
and I assume we all know that Callus exposed.
Yeah,
Well, it depends if it tells you.
I tell them.
Again, what do you do, guys? Come on, let's go.
I think I'm portraying accurately what Castus is doing.
Yeah,
He's just
same.
staring blankly at Callus, just an eye twitching, just like. They.
You don't have to say anything, I know.
I'm gonna switch to speaking in High Gothic.
Did he expose all of us or just himself?
Just himself.
Just myself.
He would
It
have,
already does enough damage.
he would have done
So-
everything he could to convince him
Fuck.
that he was an inquisitor from the Inquisition.
Well, I need to know. Did you expose Victor?
I'm gonna say yes.
So we're all exposed.
Your entire group has been identified as from the Inquisition, and this particular arbitrator knows.
Alright,
Only-
Victor's gonna go up to the arbitrator and,
I require to view your security cameras. I hope I don't have to repeat myself about my authority here.
He's going to turn around slowly. I understand. What do you want me to do? Erase the records.
I require full access to view the security cameras. There may be a leak on this station with high power.
He's immediately just gonna, as you wish, follow me. As you both march into the administratum. Going up to one of the scribes, he kind of pushes him aside, sort of lets you down, sit down at the cogitator. And what do you want to access?
I am going to scour all of the security cameras looking for the Admiral because apparently our timetable has been moved up significantly now that our cover. I'm going to try and pinpoint where he is. I'm going to observe him for a little bit, try and figure out what he's doing currently. I'm then going to try and see if backlogging any information dating a few. When was the message sent on the data pad we got from Weaver?
It was sent a few, I think it was 1.5 days before. So it's very recent.
Okay, so then I will use that time frame to go back and check areas that the admiral is known for going into. Like I'll see if there's a security camera in his place of residence, and then I will triangulate the position of where he would be going to next. Like say if he went to the mess hall or something at 8, I would be checking the hallways to see if there are any deviations in his path.
Nice.
Could you also...
Basically, you like fast forward through several days, and you can do this supernaturally quick. You see the Lord Admiral walk out. He's walking to a drinking hall. He's walking to the market, to the auditorium, to back and forth. And you see him standing mostly at the market. That is where he is for the most part.
Does he seem like a man of habit? Does he look? So I will then use that as a reference, and I will go through and see if there's any deviation in his habits, and then I will scrutinize what he's doing in those instances.
1 day ago, you see him kind of staying a little bit longer at one of the drinking halls. As you see him exit, he exits with the person you saw Callus leave with. Probably the Tranquil.
The guy with the gear stuff?
Yep.
And that's the only instance of him doing anything weird? Alright, I will do essentially the same thing with that guy, cross-referencing any patterns that he made. And following him as he's leaving the bar.
Cool. Do a tech use test, -20.
I'm gonna reroll that. That was pitiful. Woohoo! Alright, there.
Sick. You see him walk in and out of his private quarters. Yeah, he's mostly talking to people, trading, but a few days before Lord Admiral Ignatius had his little chat with him, you see Adir Trikina walk to the warehouses, and he's there for quite a while, and he's walking with a small army of guards.
And is there a security camera in the warehouse?
No.
That there is no security camera, or that there's no information?
You see him disappear into the warehouses, and then you can't trace him anymore.
How long is he in the warehouse for?
Hours.
And does he leave with the guards? Okay. I assume that I know exactly where this warehouse is, because I memorized the schematic.
Exactly.
Alright, I'm going to pull up any and all information I can on Vigil and the Admiral.
Got it. So, you basically have a complete overview of what they look like, their guards. You can identify them immediately on sight.
Did we keep any of the gear cogs that we
Yep.
got off of those
You
other
did.
guys?
You did. You kept all.
I'm gonna go back to the group and
Yep.
ask to see one of them. I'm going to examine it to see if there's a serial number.
There was a serial number last time we.
So you're all standing outside the administratum. Victor comes walking up with a very determined expression, and
He
you
seems to
sort
be pretty quick in his step, as you could hear him coming a mile away.
Please, in the name of the throne, tell me you've got something.
I require to see the gear that we acquired from those men who attacked us.
Here you go, have mine. As I quickly toss him the go cog I have him.
The oath cogs are like the inside of a watch, little cogs slowly turning, and everything is like an exquisite little language that tells about the duties and where this person is bound.
I'm going to examine it more thoroughly, though, checking the craftsmanship of it, trying to get a feel for how it was constructed, and try and pretty much understand the thing that I'm holding, so that if I were to find something similar to it, I'd be able to, figure out whether or not it was created in the same batch, or if, they are from the same place.
Interesting. Alright. That is extremely good. You get a fate point. And you also get an inspiration.
Damn it!
You gotta use your
Because I got my fate points back this session!
Ah, fuck. Well, hey, that's how it goes. Do a Forbidden Lore. Criminal Cartels and Smugglers. Or Forbidden Lore Heresy.
Oh, I can
I can
I
do
make it
cartels.
through? I can do heresy.
Yeah, so I will.
Do it.
We all roll.
I know everything about this fucking criminal cartel. Absolutely
see-
everything.
This seems heretical indeed.
Lord Castus. Dude. You have probably read about these guys somewhere. So
Probably
you're like,
hunted them.
Yeah. These are the mighty hammers. And you look at the craftsmanship when it was adjusted, and with the help of Victor, you find that the oath cogs were adjusted the same hours that your friend Adir was in the warehouses.
These cogs were adjusted whilst our little friend was hiding in this warehouse district that you have uncovered. It's perturbatory.
Well, I don't know if we still want to question the Admiral or if we want to investigate. This new lady seems to be up to something.
I believe our time frame has been drastically reduced.
Yeah,
As
thanks.
everyone just looks towards Callus.
Which of our two options is the more?
Alice. Ugh.
Which of our two options is more important
You
here? Do we
decided
start
to-
an investigation into something, or do we continue to question this Ignatius about his dealings with the oath?
Well, we're already fucking public now, so let's get the Arbites to get him in. Now, quick interrogate him real fast, and otherwise it's gonna get a bullet to the kneecap.
We might also
You
want
said
to...
you had that the time was adjusted on the thing when he got inside of the warehouse?
I mean, this man is modifying oath cogs. Does it not seem weird to either of you? Any of you?
Yes, it does seem weird, but why? Like, as far as I know, it's a chrono and it displays a time. If it's adjusting the time and it's on the guys who is working for him or the Oath Keeper, does that mean that they're having a synchronized chrono to make plans?
Can I make a logic test to see what the implications of altering an oath cog would do?
Can I also do one?
For sure.
Modifier?
Nothing. That's it.
I will use my inspiration.
Oh my god, the hundreds! Just keep rolling!
I already got it. Thick.
I got it too.
Alright.
Jesus. Victor, nice. Mac, even better.
That was...
Callus just screams,
Mac.
"The Inquisition!"
The oath cogs are adjusted constantly. They need to be maintained. They need to be sort of wound up. Only someone who's an expert at this can actually do it. That is what has been done.
So he's only winding up his oath cog.
The oath cogs of all of these people.
Do they have transmitters in them that we can see?
No.
Right, here's my point of thinking. If these are wound up, they give something off. Are those oath cogs we are having, are they dead? Like, they've now been wound up for a little bit, are they
Still
dead?
going.
I don't know.
We must not forget the real reason we are here. It is not to deal with the Admirable or the Oathkeeper, but we are to find the key.
Yes, and the key is within the Oath Keeper, because he has got it, most likely. And our only lead is that fucking Admiral. So I say we bring him in real fucking hard, real fucking fast, put the station on lockdown, and anybody who tries to escape get... Because that's our only possible... It's our only possible choice.
Nice.
Would it be safe to assume, and Victor's sitting there and he kind of just gets like an epiphany, would the guy who deals with oath cogs be dumb enough to nickname himself the Oathkeeper?
Would he?
I don't know.
Would he?
I don't know this person.
Isn't he a member of the nobility?
It's unknown what the Oath Keeper really is.
No, but I mean the guy. It doesn't matter.
Or
Yeah,
is this a red herring?
My pondering
We're wasting time right now. Act fast, come on.
We've got
Yeah.
hours.
My pondering is this admiral is a fan of buying and giving away shit that he purchases during auctions.
Here are our options. We either find the Admirable and we question him to why he was talking with the Oathcog creator.
For fuck's sake, we're a public already. Let's get him just in and get this done with. Can we stop pussyfooting about? Callus already fucked us over.
The last time you acted on impulse, I dealt with the consequences. I will not do it again.
Boo fucking who? Get a better plan and get it fast, pronto. You got
If
2
we
minutes.
are truly compromised, let's begin using the assets we have available to us. And I
Yes.
gesture at the Adeptus Arbitrator that's stood somewhere nearby, because probably they are.
Thank
go.
you.
Arbitrator, approach now. And I look at my pretend chrono. I'm like, today, please. We're on a time limit.
Oh, fucking brilliant. You get 10 inspiration points. The arbitrator is gonna turn around. He's gonna look at you. Slowly approaching. Yeah.
If you take any longer, I will have you shot. Get a kill squad together. Get this admiral. I want him in front of me within the next 10 minutes. If it's not done, I'll have your head. Do you hear me?
Look.
Look, you
He's
serve the
kind
Emperor, and I serve the Emperor better than you do.
He's kind of biting his
Get
lip.
to it.
And he seems really annoyed. Kind of just talking through his teeth. Got it.
Fabulous. I'll start the timer. Off you go.
With that dealt with, we also got one other person of interest. In case you guys forgot, Maximilian Mankiewicz.
Yes, the supposed gang leader.
Yeah, I say we get a kill squad or two for him as well. Get him in as well.
Victor's gonna go back inside of the security room, and he's going to start monitoring the cameras and keeping tabs on the Oathcog guy and trying to see if there's a Maximilian on the station too. And he's going to try and watch them to see if they get or catch wind of what's going on and seeing how they act.
Awesome. There's a lot of shit going on now with every faction, so I'm gonna do quite a few rolls actually for these different factions, so you guys can talk amongst yourselves or whatever in the meantime.
Whilst you're looking at the cameras, Victor, you should see if you can lock down that warehouse that he keeps going to.
Do I have control of functions while I'm in the security room, or would that be on the control deck?
Oh yeah, you have complete control of everything.
I mean, we've been exposed as the Inquisition. We can pretty much do what we want now.
I mean, I'm a tech priest in control of the station now, so I don't know.
You can
I'm
make every
like I
fucking
said.
toaster sing in binary. That's what you
I am
can.
like I said. I'm just going to watch, and I'm on Overwatch right now. I'm reactionary. I'm going to wait for them to make the first move, and then I will act accordingly.
Got it. Okay. Alrighty. First thing that's gonna happen is you see a out of the warehouses you see several of these mighty hammer boys exit. They're wearing leather outfits. They look pretty big and tough. They're basically gonna break out. They're carrying what looks like briefcases, and they're running through the hallways. Some of them are running to an exit, a hangar. Halfway there, you see them run up to a checkpoint. And yeah, they're just kicking people over, like massacring the guards. And you see just bullets flying for a brief second as the last guard, one of the hammer boys, literally pulls a hammer and like smashes his chest in. And then they run over to one of the hangar bays.
Alright, here, as soon as I see them exiting the warehouse with the briefcases, I'm going to notify the members of my party, telling them that they just exited, that they go in different directions, correct?
Yep.
2 different places. I'm going to notify them and tell them that they need to split up and they need to engage these 2 mighty hammers that have the briefcases, because the key could be in them.
Do a command test.
This is for his own party.
Yeah, for us.
For us.
Oh, you're gonna ask
person.
them? Okay. I thought you were
Yeah,
asking
the party.
I'm gonna.
How many splits are there?
2.
2.
2?
Two directions.
Alright.
I'm also going to start jamming doors and shutting them in the direction that they're running to impede them or deviate their direction to more populated areas.
Victor, your MIU is burning on overheat. Your interface is getting hot. You're literally overheating. Do a tech use -30.
Hew.
You gonna reroll that?
I can't reroll. I don't have any inspiration. Actually, I'll use a
yes,
fate
you
point for that.
have.
Yeah.
Go
Sure.
fate.
Surely you have an inspiration.
Does
by now.
spending a fate point automatically succeed, or
No,
does it just reroll?
no, just reroll.
There we go.
Oosh. Okay, Victor. This is literally... You're like an expert hacker in one of those movies. Like sweat pouring down your forehead. Intense typing. This machine is just thundering. Scribes are gathering around the desk. As literally the whole hallway is just gathered around you.
My scribe tines have never moved this fast.
Yeah, there's like binary flying through the air. everything is moving at lightning speed. You see the station kind of in a 3D view. You're shutting down entire stations. You're shutting down electricity to the hangar base. You're even like destroying some of the frigates. They're just floating in midair as you're disabling all kinds of attachments, all attempts at locking on or leaving any hangar bay. Doors are closing everywhere. You see people kind of running in panic. And the arbitrators, so you're constantly in contact with them. They kind of have their own men there communicating on combeats. Who do you want them to go after?
Both of the parties actually. No? Or do you wanna split one?
Well,
for
the party
arbitrator,
should be going
someone?
after both of them.
We are going after them.
Both of them?
I have the idea of trying to marshal some any naval personnel that are on this city to begin converging. There's surely some armsmen here that I can marshal under authority.
So there is a loudhailer that will allow you to speak.
I have a loudhailer.
Yes, but there is a central loudhailer
No,
that would allow you to speak to the entire station. Would you want to do that, or?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
would.
Victor, you would pull out basically a combeat for him to speak into, and the floor is yours, Lord Constantine.
Excellent. I've always wanted to do this. Okay, so I take the loudhailer microphone or whatever, and I take a gulp, and I go, soldiers, sailors, and airmen of this mighty city. This is your humble lord, Lord Castus Constantine Ishmael Cortez Cromwell III, Admiral of one of the finest Dauntless Light cruisers that can be found in the Cyclopean subsector. I humbly ask you, as not just an admiral, but as a member of the Holy Ordo Inquisition, I wish to summon all available armsmen, pilots, anyone who can hold a gun, to begin converging on the location of some vile, disgusting heretics that are trying to flee justice. Anyone not found marshalling in that direction will answer to me, and I will bring the fury of the Emperor's Holy Inquisition down upon you, and I will question each and every one of you as to why you did not rise to the occasion to serve our glorious and benevolent overlord. If I do not see nor hear a single soldier going in that direction, there will be consequences.
That's fucking amazing, dude. You get a fate point and an inspiration point.
Victor just turns and stops doing what he's doing for a split second, then just goes back to it.
I just drop the mic and I go, Callus, you're going to lead the charge as punishment.
That
I stroke my chin, just like I'm Castus is fuming. He's pissed.
yeah.
Callus stands to attention, screaming, "Sir, yes, sir!"
You see Navymen sort of running through hallways. A gun battle is going to ensue between the mighty hammers and like entire squadrons of Navy, even pilots, grabbing whatever sidearms they have, just throwing themselves into the fray. And let's see.
I would like to before Mac runs off to go and make sure Callus dies, I would like to pull him in for a second and be like, once this mission is over, you could, if the Inquisitor starts questioning you about whose fault it is here, you can say it's mine. I will take responsibility.
Oh, shut up, you fucking officer.
Oh, just behave and go and do your damn job. You're a guardsman. Go die in the name of the Emperor. I'm done with you.
I would like.
This pissed me off. Let us go and be done with this bullshit.
I would like to organize a special squad of what were they called? Of Arbites, and try to move them in such a way as to prioritize their target as being the two men that are carrying the briefcases.
Yep.
By roll of command.
So, as you sort of hail the Arbite, he stands right in front of you, and he says,
So, what is your command?
Listen up. We have two priorities targets. Two priority targets as I pull the data slate. This one, as I move my finger across the rooms, and this one. The current location will be updated, so I'll keep you in touch with our residential tech priest. I'd like you to form your best men and move to their location immediately.
Who exactly are you after? Which names?
I presume Victor is gonna keep me up to date with the person. Do I recognize the persons that have the briefcase? By any chance?
Yeah, it was just random Hammerboy gangers.
Yeah, then I'd show them the briefcase, the Hammerboy gangers, and tell them that the briefcase is what's important.
Got it. In about an hour later, look through the hallways, Victor. You see bodies everywhere, blood drenched. It's like pools of blood. People are leaning up against the walls, injured, limping towards the where the Hammerboys came from, and it's just swarming with Navy. You see finally an arbitrator come on the scene. They grab the briefcases, whatever belongs are there. What else do you guys want to do?
I'm going to tell them that after they've secured the briefcases to be brought back to the security room, I want the rest of the party to investigate the warehouse to make sure that this wasn't a distraction.
Okay. So I'm going to say, let's just skip forward. You guys decide to leave. Victor is staying behind.
I'm also going to still keep tabs on the Admiral and Maximilian, trying to figure out what they are at all times in the Oath Cut.
Got it. The Admiral you see running around out in the private quarters. He's running towards the market. As he comes to the market, you see them sort of form a mini bunker, like gathering tables up. People are looting the stores. People are running around, grabbing random valuables. The Admiral's guards are mowing down civilians as they try to basically run over the barricade that is set up. Maximilian is nowhere to be seen.
Was there any record of him being on the station to begin with?
Yes, there was.
When was the last time he at least signed out for departure?
That is many years ago, but he is his movement and his dealings has been well known since. So it's known that he's here. And, getting in the vehicle, you go over to the warehouses. There's a small group of Navy soldiers standing there waiting for you. What do you do?
Alright, man. At ease. Form up, stack up. Await further orders. We're going in.
I would like to send my servostrol in front and see if there's any traps, if looking through the walls, seeing if somebody's waiting for us.
Got it. I'm gonna add a couple of hours to your time frame. And as you run into the warehouse, Victor is gonna tell you the last place where he saw a deer run to, and which is the same place these men ran out of. What do you do?
In those 2 hours that they waited, have I gotten possession of the briefcases?
Absolutely.
I'm going to scrutinize the briefcases to look for any traps. If there's a lock, I will try and dismantle it by any means necessary.
Yes. No lock, no anything. You open them. Basically a bunch of papers. A bunch of proof for basically like proof of value, where you can cash this out, valuables essentially. Also records of dealings that they've done, various trade and so on, and you can do a scrutiny test.
Modifier?
New.
Failed.
You might want to re-roll that.
No, I'm not burning any more fate points for this.
You're not
Got it.
burning it, you're just using.
Alright.
I'm not using anymore.
Then you look through the briefcases, and disappointed, you probably would report that you didn't find anything of value.
What we are looking for may still be in the warehouse.
Guys,
Or it
you are
could
in
be
the
in the
warehouse. You see the location that the people ran into. There is one pick recorder in the ceiling, but it only covers the entrance. There's a long hallway down the warehouse.
Alright, Victor, open her up. We're going in.
I will open the door then.
Got it. You run through, and
Navy boys are going first.
Navy boys are going first.
No, I thought the skull was.
Yeah, the servo scroll is going first.
Service goes going first.
Yeah, see if I spot someone trying
You
lame
see how
to
far can the
ambush
service
us.
go see?
It is the same for aspects. The same stuff has the same traits as aspects.
You see pretty far in, basically like small offices. People are packing things, people are evacuating. This seems to be the hideout, or actually almost seems like an official, it just seems like a place that was allowed to grow and allowed to be here. And it grows on forever. There are hallways forever and ever. As you see Mighty Hammer Boys sort of run out, they get mowed down by the Navy men. Some Navy men get hit, they approach closer and closer. What do you do?
Is there anything that pops into my face? Something that they're trying to defend, or something that has more importance for them, that they're gathering around that? Any telltales of or of them trying to move something out or trying to hide something?
I need one of them alive.
Then I made sure the way is clear for our brave boys.
Alright. Let's take a 5-minute break.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Man, this got out of hand real quick.
This went from
Gee.
0 to 100 in the blink of a fucking eye.
Well, that's what happens when you upsec breach us, man.
Yeah.
How many 100 did I get? This
About
entire
4.
session. 4. Jesus
About 4.
Christ.
So, my bet is the key is either here or with the fucking Admiral. If
We're
it's not
getting
already
the
off the station.
We're getting the Admiral.
Oh
We
my
need to
God.
find an account at Maximilian.
Yeah, but I mean...
Well, Maximilian never came up in terms of having dealt with either the Oathkeeper or the Admiral
yeah,
regarding
he
the
was
keep.
just one of the higher ups for this.
He's
group.
protecting one of the associates of the Oathkeeper. Let that sink in. What does that mean?
I mean, just because he's protecting him doesn't mean he has a direct hand in what's going on.
There is certainly a connection there, so it's worth
Of course,
investigating
he's
after
protecting
him.
him,
Yeah.
but
Why
it
would-
doesn't. It might not have the sort of connection that matters.
Either way, we have the names of 2 associates, however you want to word it. One of them's holed up in a bunker with some elite fucking guardsmen, and the other one's somewhere.
Nothing that a melt-a-bomb can't fix.
I mean, finding someone who's hiding won't be fixed by.
No.
No, but it also
a dude
requires
hiding in a
time.
bunker. A dude hiding in a bunker you can fix with a melter bomb, which is I don't know where this Maximilian guy would be. If he's not leading people to escape, he's in the warehouse, and if he's...
See, the
the
stupid
warehouse,
thing
that's
would be
fine.
trying to find the guy you have no information on before dealing with the things that you do have information on.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Right now we're
considering
going
how
for
shit's
briefcases.
going, we don't have anything to go either way.
Yeah, we do. We know that the admiral is connected to Weaver, and we know that the admiral knows who the Oathkeeper is, and we do know that somebody who deals with Oath Cogs is here as well, especially when we came into contact with Oath Cogs on the planet. So there's some correlation between those, and I did see the two of them talking together, so they may have dealings with each other, kind of branching the chance that the guy with the Oath Cogs it is in fact also the Oathkeeper. So we
And
have a
then one
lot to
of
go
the-
on.
And the guy who's dealing with the old cog,
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's eat what's on our plate first before we put more on it.
Let's have our vegetables before we eat the meat. So to speak.
I mean, by all means, if you want to go and you want to try down Maximilian, you're more than welcome to.
I mean, you never know, there might be some documentation in this warehouse that will lead us to him anyway.
So if what I gathered correct is the stuff in the briefcase were like essentially receipts for ownership for things?
Yeah, it's evidence for an investigation, it's just not evidence for the investigation we're doing.
It's also a requisition of goods that the Inquisitor get.
Yeah. Yeah, suffice to say, all of these briefcases are just stuff we're going to pass off to the eggheads back on the ship at home base. They're not worth much to us, but they're worth more to the Inquisition as a whole.
So I have to assume that somebody as crafty as Maximilian probably has a means of getting off of the station covertly.
Think.
Should we call, who is it?
I have notes. I have
More
notes
than
on
that.
a Victor 05 or 05. Which is
it's
apparently
an identifying mark. Yeah.
and it's apparently a district here. So maybe that's worth.
Let's do this.
What's
Maybe
the-
that's worth
So, I'm keeping track of every faction involved.
Did you see it going this way?
There's like, this is what I try to explain to you guys, and it's hard to explain because there's almost no other RPGs like that are played like this. I haven't made anything. If you said I didn't even have any expectations. Whatever we get involved in, it goes. If I have any thoughts, it goes 180 degrees opposite to what I think. Every time, there's no exception, and we never get anywhere near as far as I imagined. This time is an exception. We got a lot farther, but that's because Cal's did his funny business.
He
You're
forced
welcome.
the hand.
Forced our hand.
I had no inkling of an idea, no, there was no... You could have gone a million different paths, and this just happened to be the one. And right now, there is gunfire in the docking bay. You're running into the warehouse. Have you changed your mind, or are you just still going to do this?
Could I get a report from the yeomanry that's defending the docking bays and handlers?
No yeomanry,
Any-
nowhere to be seen. There is no yeomanry on the station. This is an...
No, I mean the Vox.
The Arbites?
The Arbites or the Navy?
The Arbites, sorry, the Arbites. Yeah, sorry. I got so used to them.
The arbitrators are... so there is just a few arbitrators with like a horde of Navy men. They have mowed down the mighty hammers. Maximilian is nowhere to be seen. But they've killed like
Could,
40 of them, at least.
Do I detect any points of interest to the Mighty Hammers? Or
So,
any... Do I detect any points of interest of the mighty hammer somewhere there's more pressure, where they're
Pressure?
trying to, yeah, if the Yanders are deciding
Oh, it's a
to
long
push.
hallway. You see, occasionally they run out of the offices. They're carrying a bunch of either like gel or papers.
No.
As they get mowed down, you see them drop them, and everything flies around violently. You can take that as you want.
Victor's also going to make sure that he starts shutting all of the docking bays so that people cannot leave via ships.
So you're.
I also
moving
want
around.
to have a close connection to Mordecai.
Got it. You're starting to shut down the various hangar bays, and you kind of have a perfect view of everything. In the back of the warehouse, there is kind of this little platform. You see it open, and you see several of these hammer boys kind of run towards it. And you see a man wearing a very heavy armor, sort of marching very decidedly. He's surrounded by guards, and they're walking out to the platform. It is a small cruiser. And, he's kind of just standing outside. They're about to step out into the hangar, and he's just getting ready.
I'd like to rally the men, and I presume we want to charge, right?
Alright, I'm gonna make some rolls for the two factions. So. Okay. Alright. Alright. You actually make it all the way, so you're gonna push through hallway after hallway, opening fire. You just see this lightning bolts of laser fire, projectile fire fly past you. And at the sort of passing a corner, at the end of the corridor, you see this small group of men stepping onto a platform, and they're running up to a cruiser to escape.
A man?
Yep.
So I don't know who he is.
Wearing a big, heavy armor.
I'm gonna try and snipe him.
Do I detect any way of shutting down the cruiser or the hander?
No, not from where
I presumed as much.
While all this is going on, I want to open up a secure comm to Mordecai.
Got it. Yep. Do you want to say anything?
We are locking down the station. There should be no outgoing ships. So you can take whatever resources you were using and just try and keep an eye on ships that are trying to leave covertly.
Oh, does Victor know the location of the hander we're at?
I know that you walked inside of it, yes.
Oh, yes.
Then I'll crawl in the fact that there's a ship with a hander here.
Yep, Victor is watching it. He can see the guy walking out towards it.
I unleash a shot with my sniper rifle against the heavily armed, and I already shot 32 damage.
About
Bent
100 meters away.
still hits.
Where?
20. That's a 2, so that's the head.
Ooh.
And he has 32 damage, spent 3. So he's getting sifted.
Fuck, dude.
Big bad evil guy just got
What
deleted.
kind of weapon is it? That's what.
Sniper rifle, silent.
Got it. One single shot. And you ever played those ragdoll games?
Yeah.
No. This
He
guy's
just crumples under the weight.
No, this guy's like ragdolling through the air. You literally like flipped him sideways and he's doing like a side flip. His helmet breaks off and you see him just sort of fly over, fling sideways, roll over a couple of times and just lay lifeless on the ground. His guards are gonna turn around, frantically start shooting. as they run across up to the ship. And they manage to do so.
And then when they run, I just give off another pop shot. Try to get some more guards off.
Yep. You hit a couple more as you run up the ship. They sort of crumple as you hit them. Few manage to run on board. Victor, there is basically a command for the stationary turrets to shoot down the cruiser when it leaves. Do you wish to do that?
I'm going to aim for its engines.
Okay. Do a tech use minus 30.
Two degrees of success.
Awesome. So what's gonna happen next is the ship slowly glides out of the hangar, and you're kind of forced to stand there and watch it leave. As it leaves, you hear these giant turrets fire at it, and it is going to. It is going to stop and just hover through space, slowly gliding down towards 17 without engines.
I am then going to recon back to Mordecai.
Assistance in picking up the stragglers that escaped the station.
I have seen it, and I am on it. Thank you. You run up to the guy laying on the ground. There's like 3 or 4 other bodies.
We lost one, by the way.
Yeah,
Heretic had to leave.
Heretic had to leave.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we'll wrap up. So basically, run up. The guy isn't there, or sorry, I don't know where I got that one. It's Maximilian, and you've shot off half his head. So his brain, most of his skull is missing, pool of blood, and it's just laying on the ground.
Can I ask him if he's okay?
Yeah, you can do that. No response.
Oh, I think you shot him.
At least he doesn't have to worry about being two-faced anymore.
I'm searching his entire tire.
Yeah. You're gonna find a lot of goodies. We can take it after the session. I can list it up for you.
Is there the key on it?
No, there is not.
Any information, intel?
Here's a data slate. You look through it, you can do a scrutiny test. You get a +10.
Fuck, I have
and the +10 from me, my dude.
Yeah, you can do it if you want, Callus, you're also there.
Yeah, you have scrutiny, I don't, so you're doing it.
Okay. +10, you say?
Yeah.
It's not that I'm any good at it, though, keep in mind.
You best make it.
Tomorrow redemption! Fuck!
Really?
I'm a fucking, I don't have any inspiration. I do have a faith pointed.
You got a +10.
Yeah, I know, I added it.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's getting worse!
Okay, I take the data slate from his hand and give it a final look out. Yep. 25 against the 30.
Fuck!
Mac. Nice job.
You forgot to turn it on!
There's an on button on the back. You sort of switch it on and it boots up. And on it you find lists of various transactions. One of them stands out. It says Curator Lord Feed Rutha. He lives in a suite and he is a high-ranking member of the Administratum. It says he handed the key over to him and it is a few days old.
On the station or back on Aventine?
On the station. He is a curator on board the station.
Mac presses down to his comrade and says, Victor, I need your eyes and ears right now. Search for the following person. Lord Theed Rutha, high-ranking member of the Administratum, possibly the carrier of the land. Fits the bill.
Immediately, you search the records. He is literally in an office, like in the second floor. He also has a private quarters. You see immediately see a surveillance of his his office officio. He is not there. He left. As you sort of scour his the private quarters, you see him entering a few hours ago. That's the last record of him.
Entering but not exiting.
Nope. Entering his private quarters. It's kind of a mansion, a little bit up in the apex, and it has a window view to the outside.
Gather everybody.
And then I'm going to send him the coordinates to where this office is.
Got it.
Is he still there?
Undetermined, he has not left.
Get a kill squad up there as well as backup, considering we're going high.
Okay, guys, you have the Navy, you have the arbitrators, and you have yourselves. Who goes there?
In my opinion, we go, Arbits go, and fuck it, the Navy goes as well, because...
Everyone just fucking pulls out there. You're betting everything on this. Okay.
Yeah.
The, running up to the door of the private
Real
quarters-
quick before we go.
Yep.
Upon hearing this guy's name and him having possession of the key, I'm going to cross-reference his name and look over the papers that were in the briefcase to see if he is also mentioned in these.
Indeed he is. He has been a frequent purchaser of artifacts. Some of them come from the planet Kul. The planet Kul was especially known because it recently came out of the Pandemonium, and that is where the Imperial Guard defeated Eldar.
Interesting.
Lots of artifacts have come out of the planet recently. Most of them heretical, some of them Xena. The records match up to the Lord. Alright, you're running up to the door. You have, I'm gonna say, you have one arbitrator with you, you have a couple of soldiers. You're extremely quick to get there. That's where we leave it for this time.
Are you writing it down?
We're gonna catch up next time.
Next time, one big fucking fuckery.
In op breach number 2!
I mean, we can't outbreach twice. We're already outbreached.
No, but I'm sure somebody did it before.
I don't know. Probably Kalos again.
Fuck you.
And the Inquisitor's gonna be so pissed at you.
Yeah. So Tevi, how is your new character gonna name itself, and where is it?
Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna.
Oh no. If the Inquisitor doesn't shoot you, I will.
Fuck you.
You do. Our subtlety is fucking scrapped now.
Yeah.
Well, only on this station.
No, it's everywhere. You fucked us.
At least we're gonna get the key. If we have nothing to show, then I'm
We
fucked.
hope we get the key. This is not a gift. I mean, it's a pretty good shot that this guy has the key, because he fits the bill of being high ranking in the